All right, we are back. Thank you for tuning into the Ocean State podcast, Ocean State OSA podcast, presented by SFBNRI. We are your hosts, Nico and my good buddy Chris. We are here to showcase some of the athletes' best talents on and off the field, and a little bit about their insight about the game that they love.
Coming on to the show tonight, we have two members of the Division II State Championship hockey team. Joining us is Andrew Martin and Jared Ainley, two of the captains leading that Falcons team. They'll be coming on in a little bit, but before that, talk of the week has been NFL free agency. Nico, talk to me about some local teams. Patriots made a big splash, one of the biggest teams making moves. Talk to me about some of that.
Yeah, I think, everybody, my Patriots finally they acted. Everybody bust Belichick's chops about not wanting to spend their cap money. But he really went all out, and it really I think no one expected this, really. Not even the rest of the league, not even Patriots fans really expected it. We thought we were gonna get like our basic sign some of our big names back, but we went after we got Jonnu Smith, huge threat, Hunter Henry, huge threat. We got Nelson Aguilar. We got Jalen Mills. We signed David Andrews back. That was huge. He left and then came right back. So that was good. But some huge threats. Signed back James White yesterday. So
yeah, that was a huge pickup.
That's another one of our big names. But I'm excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the Patriots, seeing what they were last year, little bit, I guess some would say, disappointing with the quarterback play that they had. Not many targets, however, and the offensive line was shaky for the Patriots. However, totally revamped, brought back a lot of key pieces on the line. Did let some go, however, one of them being Joe Thuney was just very unfortunate to lose him at the guard position because he's such a big impact player. But being able to get back David Andrews at the center that's huge for them, and I know that they're going to really capitalize off that, seeing that he is one of the better players on that offensive line. Also, not to mention that they are going to give Cam Newton one last try, it believes, as they did sign him to a one-year contract. There's no promises on if he will be a starter. However, if he won't be the starter come week one, I guarantee you he will be cut, because that is a decent amount of cap to be a backup quarterback. But he has targets now. They still have a great running back core of James White and Harris, bringing in two top 10 tight ends in the league with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, two players that can stretch the field and really get something down, as a lot of people are really looking over the Jonnu Smith signing. And I think that's absolutely huge, because the numbers that he was able to put up in Tennessee, not to mention that some of these people look over like, oh yeah, his stats were decent. I mean, he'll be a decent backup. Wrong. The players that he had to go with, what was it? AJ Brown and Corey Davis, he had to split time with, not to mention the number one most used player in the league and Derrick Henry on the team as well. Mm-hmm. So being able to put up the numbers that he did with the workload that he had with Derrick Henry on the same team, also splitting time with two top, I'd say top 25 receivers in the league. Now, Jonnu Smith and Cam Newton with a new target. Also, Nelson Aguilar is a great pickup for them. Gave him a pretty good amount of money, $16 million, I believe. So I know it was $16 million on day one, but I am pretty sure that it was restructured. It looks like it was restructured to around $11 million. So, I mean, either way, it's a great pickup. He really proved himself in Vegas, and he absolutely balled out for the Raiders. I'm pretty sure he was lingering around 1,000 yards with not even playing all 16 games. Was very impressive. And I think he will go to New England. And if Cam Newton can just step it up and be able to throw the ball, as that was the whole downfall, is because there was literally possibly no throwing at all going on watching the Patriot games. And I know you being a diehard Patriot fan, what's your take on the whole Cam Newton drama going on?
Cam, I still think the only reason why he's still around is definitely his work ethic. I mean, from what we see, from what we see is his workout videos on Instagram and stuff. ever since Carolina cut him. I think it lit a fire inside of him. I remember one of his videos. It says they gave up on me, so that's his reason to work harder. Belichick always says that he's the first one at practice. He's the last one to leave practice. So, you don't have to have the most talent to hang on the Patriots. But I think it's his work ethic that's keeping him around right now. But I'm going to stand with my quarterback. I'm going to hope that he can step it up. You can make the argument that this year he has targets to work with. So hopefully he'll be able to step up his game a little bit. But we'll see. Should be fun.
And also on the defensive side of it, you also bringing back some of the key pieces. Yes, you did lose Chung in the secondary, was very impactful. However, I think you guys will be fine defensively because you guys are always have been a good defensive team. Even last year, like with missing so many players, now also getting Van Noy back was a huge pickup as he's one of the best outside linebackers, edge rushers in the league. I think that they'll have a great year. Not to mention that they're also pairing him up with Matt Judon. Matt Judon was a breakout stud for Baltimore, and being able to pair him up right now I think that's pretty good. And some other notable names around the league we see is the Giants making a couple of big moves as they also picked up Kenny Golladay on that offense that was really lighting on fire the second half of the year with Danny Dimes behind the center position, also with Slayton, now adding Golladay, with hopefully seeing Evan Ingram making that Pro Bowl, seeing if he can get that next step into the basically receiver, but the tight end that we all thought he would be. And also, not to mention, getting Saquon Barkley back is huge for the Giants. So I think that is just huge right off the bat. Also, to mention that they also got Adoree Jackson, the young cornerback from Tennessee, who was also a stud who shut it down all year in Nashville. And seeing the Giants go after them, pair him up with an already amazing secondary that they have. They have some of the best secondary in the league in New York. So Giants are one of those surprise teams, and I can see them making a playoff push come the end. I can see them winning that division this year.
Like I always say, it should be fun to watch because slowly the teams that weren't really in the I guess you could call it the race before are now getting up there with their name, like you said, the Giants. So hopefully they can make a run. The Giants haven't been a top team in a little while. So I'm just excited to see some newer teams, some newer players on because sometimes when you usually when you go to the newer team, it's usually you break out, and so I'm excited to see what other guys can do on different teams. For example, Tom Brady. It's fun watching him. Yeah, and look what he did. So it's cool. Hopefully it's changing the game.
Yeah, two more notable players, defensive ends. We have J.J. Watt. That was earlier on. We saw J.J. Watt go in Arizona. He said he wanted to go play with a young quarterback. I mean, I thought he had a young quarterback with Deshaun Watson. Apparently not. He's going to play over with Kyler Murray and Chandler Jones. So that's going to be a great duo. And also Yannick Ngakoue, he's going over to the Raiders to hopefully boost their defensive line that was borderline tragic to watch last year. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the free agency has been very fun to watch, and it's still not over. There's still some pretty decent players out there, but early predictions, I mean, another great player I also forgot to mention was Kendrick Bourne, another amazing wide receiver that the Patriots now added to their arsenal. And what's some early predictions that you can see for just the whole NFL, let alone just the Patriots?
So for the Patriots, I have high hopes this year than last year. Last year was atrocious. That was I wouldn't say atrocious, but we had a lot of costly plays. So, me being a Pats fan, I gotta say that they're gonna step it up, and I believe in them. The rest of the NFL, J.J. Watt, that's a question. I think that's a questionable pickup for the Cardinals, just because just the fact that I kind of look at it how when the Pats signed James Harrison for that 1 year, everybody thought that Harrison was going to be this beast. Nothing wrong against him. He is a beast, but it was a little disappointing. The way he played. Because everybody had such high hopes for him, especially seeing him on Instagram, bench pressing like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
So everybody thought he was going to be throwing people everywhere. But, I'm excited. I have high hopes. It's definitely going to be an interesting year. I think there's going to be a lot of battles and some good games.
Yeah, no, from my point of view, being a Raiders fan, I don't know how to think right now, but we're sticking with the dual quarterback with Carr and Mariota. I think it was great for the deal that we were able to get Mariota for. I think it was just a great idea to bring him back as a backup, possibly even come in. We never know what'll happen. But, I mean, we also signed a great backup running back in Kenyon Drake to a decent deal. So Drake and Josh in the backfield is going to be a great duo.
Right.
So having him will be great. Defensively, I'd like to see a little bit more in the secondary, but I think we're saving that for draft night because there are some very good cornerbacks early on. Just got to see if we can pick some of them up. But I have high hopes for the season, as I think any fan right now for their teams. But other than that, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring on our guests, Andrew Martin and Jared Ainley.
All right. Thank you for tuning into the OSA podcast, Oregon State Athlete Podcast, presented by SFBNRI. Once again, I'm Nico, my good buddy Chris, and we are here to showcase some of the state's best athletes on and off the field and get a little bit of their insight about the game that they know and love.
Coming on right now, we have Andrew Martin and Jared Ainley, two members of the state championship Cranston West hockey team, two of the captains, had a great year, undefeated season. So bringing them on, well, hopefully this will be a good one. How's it going, guys?
What's up, boys?
How we doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking your time.
Hey, we got to start it off with the question. I'm pretty sure everyone knows. How's it feel that you guys were able to really bring it in for your last go and come home state champs?
Definitely a great experience, Losing in the semis last couple of years, this was definitely one to remember.
Oh, for sure. This is our last year playing high school hockey. It's something we'll never forget for the rest of our lives. Something we'll always look back on and always enjoy the memories.
Now, how did it feel to be named captains this year?
It felt good, to take the leadership role. We had a great team. Everyone really, stepped up when it came to that. Everyone was on top of everything, helping everyone out. If someone was feeling down, everyone picked them back up.
To me, it felt really easy to be a captain. This group of guys that we had were so easy to work with. Everybody loved each other. There were no real problems with us. So I feel like being a captain, it was an honor to be a captain, but the boys made it really easy.
That's good to see. And I know being a part of some of those games, seeing the chemistry that you guys had from almost like line 1 through 3 was good to see. And I know you guys had a great run. And how's it feel? Undefeated. Only that one tie to Warwick earlier on, but how does that feel to go out with the last year, not even just state champions, but undefeated, just sweeping through the state of D2?
Yeah, that felt good too. We were actually the first team in West history to go undefeated in hockey. So, I don't even know how long, since the 1950s.
Wow.
Long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. But one of the main topics of the season was dealing with COVID and dealing with the whole mask situation. How did you guys take COVID situations and whatnot?
It took a little bit to get used to, for sure. Wearing masks under our helmets is just, I don't know. I wear a clear shield like a fishbowl, so it was even worse for me. But after a couple skates, after a couple games, I sort of got used to it, and I don't know, I sort of ignored it at that point.
Yeah, it took some time to get used to, because you couldn't really see the puck under you. You had to look down more.
Mhm. Right.
It was good to wear them in Cranston because it has like nice airflow. It's cool in there. We played at Thayer once. That was one of our only away games. It was awful. That rink is so hot.
Gotcha. Now before the season started, when you were kind of piecing it all together, did you guys have high expectations for this year? Did you know it was going to bring you this far, or did you guys know that you guys obviously had high hopes, but did you guys think you're going to go undefeated?
I knew we had a strong team coming in. We picked up Mickey, which was huge, like last second. That was a big help, but I was confident we were going to go far with our team. We have a good, strong team.
Yeah, after our first couple of games, I felt like our team really had a drive. I felt something special right away. Like our team was clicking really early, and we were winning games very early. So going into the latter half of the season, especially in the playoffs, I felt we had a really strong chance, and ended up working out for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from all the way down from your forwards to your center, the defense, and the goaltender, you guys were lights out for most of the entire year. Not many slip-ups. And talk to me about that senior class. You guys had a strong senior class, and talk to me about all the seniors, like just down the board, and how you guys just welded together through these 4 years to finally bring it home in the end.
You want to go, Jim?
Oh, yeah. Our senior class, well, obviously as a senior, everybody wants to go out with no regrets. They want to work as hard as they can because knowing it's their last season there, they want to definitely put their work in. And definitely for our senior class, people like Matt Krenti really stepped up. He had a great season this year compared to his last season, his junior year. We fell short in the playoffs, but he knew that he needed to improve this year, and he definitely did. So shout out to him. And all the seniors, even Ben Harding, this was his first year playing high school hockey, and he was a real top contributor at defense. We really needed him, and he stepped up big time. He was really consistent every game, and honestly, the entire senior class couldn't ask more from them.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, like Dave Bustius and Todd Regine, they got their first varsity minutes this year, and they really played their big role. They only had one job to do, and all they cared about was winning, and they did it.
Good. Now, do you guys play hockey outside of high school, like in any club teams?
Yeah, I played for Providence Hockey Club.
For me right now, I'm done with hockey for the time being. Maybe men's league when I'm older, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
So now we know that you're done right now, as you're saying, Jared. So, Andrew, what's your next step for after high school?
I don't know yet. Still figuring things out. I want to play hockey, but I don't know. We'll see where I go.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, sports can only bring you so much. You got to start looking at a future and whatnot, but if you can still pick it up at some point, that's still awesome. And another thing is, tell me how special it was that you guys were able to complete an entire season, which is awesome due to even all these – there's so many guys and girls teams throughout the state that had to be either shut down or miss games for COVID. How was your guys' senior night and, like, really, like, bringing it in, like, wow, like, we're here for senior night and whatnot?
It felt pretty special, We were pretty good with masks and everything. We tried to quarantine throughout the season, try to stay with, like, the same people outside of hockey. We pretty much just hung out together, like, every night. We were together every day. Pretty much a family.
Yeah. Well, as a family, like, we were all a family. We always wanted to hang out with each other. So, like, like quarantining with just our team wasn't really too hard. We all had something to do with each other. We always loved hanging out with each other. So that wasn't really the big issue. And on senior night, well, to make it the senior night, because we always thought, like, oh, something could happen. Our season could end at any second. But making it to senior night, making it to playoffs, like, it was like, I don't know, a dream.
Yeah. Senior night was a very fun night. One to remember for sure.
Yeah, so now tell me another thing is you're seeing all these, like, big hyped up talks around, like, just like the state. We're not talking about all these private schools getting all these attention, but not many people look towards Division II. with the amount of players that you guys had that were just making the tops of list of points leaders and goal scorers and goaltending, and how does that feel to represent Division II and to show that you guys still got some good hockey players down there?
I felt good. We have a lot of players that could definitely play in D1 contend. A lot of good teams in D2. There's obviously some weaker, but it's just because of depth. They don't have kids that go to their school to play hockey. That's all it is.
Yeah, I feel like our first line, especially Andrew, Mickey, and Jaden, I mean, they're top tier line. They can play with anybody. Like, you saw the points that they put up this season. I mean, speaks for itself.
Right. I know not to take the spotlight off of you, Jared, but Andrew, I know last year, being a junior, you made some key plays in at the end of the season, and I think you can agree that might have fueled you for this year, and you had an outstanding year. Just I remember Chris would be broadcasting all the games, I'd be at work. Chris would text me, just be like, "Oh, Andrew scored again," and he would keep me keep me posted with you. But yeah, just how did you just feel that you were on a roll, or like was your confidence higher this year more than ever since you were a senior? You were maybe a larger role player on the team.
Yeah, definitely towards the end of last year. I kind of got more. My confidence came out more. I started to do better. This year definitely came in stronger. I knew that I was going to have to, play my best if we were going to get anywhere because the team needed me. And definitely big shout outs Mickey and Jaden because they helped me get those points. I wouldn't have them without them.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. And now talk to me about the coaching aspect. I know you guys have a great staff at West, and talk to me about how much they meant to you this season and what they did to prepare you to bring you guys to a championship.
They for sure helped a lot. Our coaches spent countless hours watching video review, planning for each game every week. The amount of time and effort that they put in is you just can't even talk about it. You can't stop talking about it. They spend so much time in the program, and the coaches were just so nice to us all season. They loved us.
Yeah, they definitely did their best to make it feel like it was a normal season, getting scrimmages for us, Very good. All they wanted to do was help us get better.
Do you guys have any other coaches besides the West coaching staff that has really helped you along your hockey journey?
Smithfield's head coach, I guess, kind of got me here. I played with him for a really long time when I was younger. Rob Jackson.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Jared?
Not really much. I mean, everybody just helps. I didn't have one specific person stand out.
All right, yeah. Now, talk to me about some of the underclassmen play that you guys had this year, and how did it feel to have some of these guys we saw a couple of freshmen and sophomore getting some decent varsity time. So talk to me about some of that.
Yeah, Jeremy, huge step up. He was starting every game as a defenseman. He's a sophomore. Hasn't gotten any varsity minutes, and he played amazing. He did his job. That's all he needed to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Justin Drouin, our freshman, played second line minutes, and he was really good. He was really steady. We needed him every game, and he always produced. He always stepped up.
Yeah, he gained confidence quick. Definitely a great player.
That was great. No, you guys had a lot of great play from especially those two, and defensively, Jeremy was great, especially pairing up with you, Jared. It was great chemistry seeing you guys on the ice. But now talk to me about potential repeat. I mean, you guys are losing a lot of very key pieces, but you're bringing in new goaltender. You're still keeping a couple great point scorers in Rossi and Becker Norton. Is there an opportunity we can see West go back-to-back next year?
Yeah, definitely. I'm almost 100% sure they're going to go back-to-back. They have a good goaltender, Braden Nevis, coming in. He'll be one of the best in the league, probably in D2. I know Mark and Caden and Justin, they're going to step up. They're going to have huge years next year, for sure. And Mickey's probably going to set a record. For sure. If they have a full 16-game season, he's setting a record.
Definitely.
He'll drop 60 points.
He'll get it. Our team, we may be losing players this year, but the talent is still definitely there for next year. And I
Yeah.
don't see why not.
Compared to the people that other teams are losing, they'll definitely be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seeing the pieces that you are losing is very impactful, such as quick names, both you guys, as well as Carenti and Harding and a lot of other key pieces. However, being able to keep two of the top 5 point scorers in Division II with Becker and as well as Rossi, also like how you're talking about having Cicerone and Santeri and the new goaltender coming in, you guys will be more than fine, I believe, for that next year to hopefully repeat. And I'm pretty sure West did repeat back in the day, so it would be good to see it happen again.
Yeah.
Right. And besides the championship games, obviously, what was your guys' favorite games? Meaning, like, was it like a particular game that really had you guys really set you guys up for a role? Anything like that?
I think losing to Cumberland last year kind of, got us going this year. We really wanted to get back, make it to the championship, finish what we started last year.
Yeah, definitely. But also, our tie to Warwick during the regular season this year, I mean, before that, we won every game, and we ended up tying them in overtime. So I felt like to us that we weren't invincible. We couldn't win every game. We had to continue working. So it kept us on the right path for the rest of the season for sure. I felt like after that tie, we all knew that we didn't play our best game that time and that there was still room for improvement. So there's no need to, coast.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it was good that you guys stayed working and didn't really get too much of a big head and just think like, oh, we're going to run through it. But you guys stayed strong. You guys played good fundamental hockey for 45 minutes almost every game. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to hop into our next segment.
All right, we are back with the OSA podcast, or State Athlete podcast, presented by SFB and RI. We are here at senior captains from Cranston High School West, Andrew Martin and Jared Ainley.
And now, talk to me, guys. When did it all start? We'll start with you, Andrew. Playing hockey for the first time. Where was it? How was it? Just tell me about the experience.
The first time I started when I was 3 years old at the Cranston Ice Rink. I played for CLCF. Made a lot of friends when I first started. Still have them today. It was definitely fun. Great sport. Best choice I've ever made was playing hockey.
What about you, Jared?
So I started hockey a little later than everybody. I started around 10, 11, that age. My first team I played for was Edgewood Hawks. And going into hockey, I didn't really know what to expect. I was looking to, get in shape, just like be active. I didn't know what I was going to get into, but I'm so glad I decided to play hockey. It's been the past 8 years, been the best 8 years of my life. I mean, countless memories. When I started late, it's a little behind everybody. I was able to catch up and really enjoy the sport.
Mm-hmm. Now, besides the whole hockey thing, I know, Jared, you said you're done with hockey for now. Andrew, you said you would like to continue. So, what does the future hold for you two? Do you guys which schools you guys looking at, or do you already know like a profession that you have your eyes on?
I'm undecided right now. I still have no idea what I want to do.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not sure which college I want to attend yet. I have a couple in mind, but still looking at that. But I'm going to be studying accounting and then working towards my CPA and go for my master's degree.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any particular school?
So I'm looking at a couple schools. Like URI is definitely an option.
Mhm.
Looking at the University of New Hampshire, University of Maryland, Delaware, a couple other in line. But as of right now, I don't really have a favorite. I'm just, gonna look everything over and then decide from there.
Mm-hmm. It's a good way to look at it. All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and we're gonna jump into the last segment, which is the OSA lightning round questions. This is just 10 personal questions about you guys, so people at home can learn a little something about you guys. So we'll be right back again. All right, we are back once again. It's OSA Podcast, OSA Athlete Podcast, presented by SFB NRI. We are here with Jared Ainley and Andrew Martin, senior captains from the champion Cranston West Falcons. All right, this is our last segment. I'm just going to ask you 10 questions, answer them to the best of your ability. And whoever wants to go first, up to you guys.
You go first.
Okay.
All right, Jared, your favorite fast food place?
Oh, Popeyes.
Popeyes.
How about you? How about you, Andrew?
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Same here. That's a good one.
Number 2, your favorite thing to drink besides water?
I'm not a big coffee person, but I do like juice. I like Snapple. Apple juice.
Mine's coffee.
Oh,
Coffee. Yeah.
Mine too. 3, your go-to gas station snack, drink and a food, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
At Speedway, I get I get the whatever I get. I get like cookies or something. I don't know, chips. Something simple.
Mm-hmm.
I get like a brisk, and then I'll get like either like probably like chocolate covered pretzels.
Next one, if you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be? Dead and alive.
Probably Wayne Gretzky. I've always wanted to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Probably. Do you know who Beetlejuice is?
Of course.
Definitely him.
Your next one is your favorite pro athlete currently.
Oh, Vladimir Tarasenko plays for the Blues.
Beast.
Charlie McAvoy.
Even better right there.
Right. Your favorite TV show. If you don't watch TV, then your favorite movie, or you can answer both. Completely up to you.
Favorite TV show, probably just Family Guy. Favorite movie, Miracle. Now we have a movie.
One.
Nico, you know me. I'm a huge Impractical Jokers guy.
Right, of course.
Huge.
Never gets old.
Yep.
What do you value most in life?
Oh, there's a lot. I value memories and like family a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, same. Probably like my memories, my family, friends, and hockey.
Good answer. If you could eat one food and not gain any weight from it, what would it be?
Well, I don't know. My favorite food is sushi, but I don't want to gain weight from that really.
Probably burritos.
Mm-hmm.
Burritos. Chipotle right there.
Which event in life would you want to live through again?
Probably my first time skating, first time playing hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Game 3 against Columbia last year.
Oh, I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, that was just like something you can't forget.
Mm-hmm. Now, the last one is your favorite place to travel, place that you have traveled before, and then I guess if you want to answer a place that you want to go to.
My favorite place I've traveled to was California. I've been there twice. But I also loved France. I went there when I was 16. And I also want to go to Switzerland really bad. I want to go snowboarding on the Swiss Alps.
Mine's probably, I'm not a big travel guy, probably Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to probably like Ireland, somewhere like, you know, not anywhere near here.
Right.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
But it's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's
for us. But
yeah, it's about it. I like to thank you guys for coming on for this little bit of time to talk a little bit about hockey and talk a little bit about yourself and whatnot. So I'd like to thank you guys personally for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too. See you.
Good night.
All right, so that was this week's episode of the OSA podcast brought to you by SFBN-RI. We'd like to quickly say thank you to everyone that has been watching over the past couple of months. It means a lot to all of us for just what you've been doing and coming and watching it. It's really amazing to show that, like, two friends just doing what they're doing, being able to be as successful as a company and personally our show. It's just awesome to see, and we're forever grateful for all the opportunities that we were able to. Shout out Ron Robert for everything. And Nico, anything for you?
I think you said it all. If you want to tune in to more of us, we'll be here every Thursday at 9:15 with a new guest. So if that's all you got, we'll see you next Thursday.
That's about it. Make sure you follow all of our social medias, SFBN-RI, all social media platforms also right there. RI Hockey on Instagram. Make sure you follow that. We have a lot of news coming up in the future with class rankings and awards from the past year and whatnot. But other than that, I'm Chris. That's Nico. You guys have a good night.